now, if something doesn't change, Ukraine is going to lose this war and lose it badly. What they need to do is change the algorithm, get the Russians to do something they otherwise wouldn't do. And you do that by provoking Russia. You do that, for instance, by attacking Crimean air bases. You do that by attacking Russian cities. You do that by assassinating Putin's brain. The goal is to get the Russians to deviate from the plan of action that they currently are implementing and do something that changes the dynamic. And the Ukrainians are hoping that that dynamic is changed in a way that is detrimental to Russia, beneficial to Ukraine. Right. They were able, with the case of Soleimani, to make a case that he represented an imminent threat to the lives of Americans. It was an exaggerated. Look, I have a piece coming out in Consortium News that talks about this very phenomenon. I talk about the Newsweek intelligence editor, William Arkin. And William Arkin has been writing for some time now. And for a while, he was known as a credible analyst of military affairs. If it's the Arkin group, then it's a group that he alone leads. But I just know him as Bill Arkin. I can't speak to whatever other affiliations he has. But what I can say is that he has written a series of articles for Newsweek that is just I mean, they're so ludicrous as to be embarrassing. One example is he started off an article with, no matter what you see on the battlefield, Russia is losing this war. So wait a minute. So we're supposed to disregard everything we see on the battlefield and just take it face value. And then Russia is demoralized. They're exhausted. Their troops are ready to surrender. Their leadership is they've lost faith in their leadership. And then it all comes down to, so says an anonymous, high-ranking Defense Intelligence Agency officer who spoke to me only on conditions of anonymity. And he uses this same source over and over and over again. So now we know what's going on. Bill Arkin has become a stenographer for an American intelligence disinformation operation, and so has every single other journalist, because there's no way you won't find again, I'm going to take the CNN generals off the board. They have disgraced themselves. General Hertling, Spider Marks, and all these other guys, they are an embarrassment to the military tradition of arms, because they are saying things they know to be false. But you won't find a serving military officer who isn't executing a disinformation order, somebody who's going to speak honestly, say, yeah, Russia's losing. Every single one of them is going to say the following: the Russians are winning. The Russians are winning decisively. There's nothing we can see right now that can help the Ukrainians change the tide. We're trying to provide weapons, but that seems to be a futile effort. We are desperate to find an end game. That's the real statement coming from real officers, not these fake journalists who quote anonymous sources whose sole job is to spread disinformation. Look, the CIA is a broken institution. There are junior analysts who are recruited because they have integrity, because they have intelligence, and because they have a certain amount of knowledge about a given subject matter that allows them to come up with sound assessments. But then they write these assessments and they go to middle management. By the time you make it to middle management, you've forgotten about integrity. Now you're just worried about your career, and your career is to get into senior management. Senior management works at the highest levels of the decision makers, and their job is to make the president happy. It used to be to tell the truth to the president. It hasn't been that way for many, many years. It's now give the president what he wants. So the senior CIA leadership tells middle management to put pressure on the junior analysts to produce a product that the president is going to read. The president isn't going to read something that says your policy sucks, everything you're doing is wrong. The president wants to read something that says if you only do X, Y, and Z, you might be able to accomplish A, B, and C. CIA is a corrupted institution intellectually in terms of its integrity. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. And I'll put this out there right here, Judge. Any CIA officer who disagrees with me, I will have a debate with you anytime, any place, any forum. Let's do it, because I will crush you. You know what I'm saying is the truth. They do, but let me tell you about the generals who work for Mark Milley. They're going to keep their mouths shut unless absolutely pressed, because they're approaching retirement age. And when they retire, they need to go through the revolving door and get that wonderful board membership, or get an assignment in corporate America and the military defense, to make sure that they can live in comfort when they retire. Because living on a general's retirement salary isn't all that it's made out to be. I'd be happy with it. It's upper middle class, but they want to live the life of luxury. And to do that, they got to get on the boards, and to get on the